Welcome back to part 3 of the Touch Me Cal. These are the two sections we're going to do today, the marshmallow stitch and the waffle stitch. Now my sections are only sample sections. I've only done half of the section. Yours will be bigger and will look a lot better, I can promise you that too. So without further ado, having made sure you've got your Deja Vu on from part 2, we'll get started with the marshmallow stitch. Now before we get started with the first section, two things. First, I want to apologise, the wind is shaking my house to its foundation, so if you can hear it, I apologise. The other thing I want to do just quickly, as I've been watching the cal progress, I've noticed people are having trouble with losing stitches, getting to the ends and getting a bit confused. So one of the more common ways to not do that is to mark your first and last stitch of every side as you work, so that you can remember when you get to the other end, that was my first stitch coming down, so I need to get in there as well. Just a simple little technique for those who may need that little boost. Alright, so now we're going to be working what's called the marshmallow stitch. Now we've got some notes. It says the front post rows of the stitch work here will tighten up your work and pull the sides of the blanket in. And we had the same sort of remarks about the crocodile stitch too, about it tightening up. So if it does, you might want to go up half a hook size. So just keep an eye on it and see how you go. The other thing it tells us is that the prelude contains a very detailed tutorial for the marshmallow stitch, and we'll work through that together. Alright, so let's get started with row 49. We're beginning on the right side of the work. Oh, my stitch marker came off. Naughty. And we're going to join in the very first stitch. I flipped this one over because the last row was worked this way. I flipped it over and put my stitch marker into my last stitch, so now I know where my first stitch is. So join in there and make a chain one that does not count. Sorry, I'm just getting organized here. Chain one that does not count and a single crochet in that first stitch. I'm going to make a standing single crochet like that. And then the whole row is just single crochet from there on all the way down, one single crochet in every stitch, which is nice and easy. And so what you can then do, once you've made a few, is grab your stitch marker out and now pop it into that first stitch, and it will just move up the side with you, and then you never lose your place. I guess that was a good tip for the very first video, but you know, when you do something for a long time, you don't think about these little things. So okay, go ahead and get this one done. One single crochet in every stitch all the way down. Do not end off your yarn if you're following the patterns colorway. The colorway 1, I believe it is. And then we'll come back for row 50. Remembering that I do need to get into that last one. Alright, single crochet all the way down from the right, from the front of your work. Back soon. Row 50 now, once you've turned, we need to chain 2 for the first half double crochet, and then make 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So not the first one, in the next 2. 1 half double crochet, that's 1, and that's 2. And then we're going to do the repeat. It says chain 3, skip 3 stitches, and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next, right there. That's the whole repeat. You have to do it 47 times for the full pattern. So chain 3, skip 2, 3, single crochet in the next. Now I know we started with half double crochet on the end, so don't get tricked by that. These are half doubles, these 3, the chain 2 and the 2, but the rest are single crochet. So let's keep going. Chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next, all the way down to the end, where you're going to have to do that one more time after the repeat finishes. So I'll meet you down here and we'll do the last chain 3, skip 3 and finish off the edge. So here I am. You should have made 47 repeats of this chain 3, skip 3, single crochet in the next, and then we still have to do one more, so you end up with 48 of these chain 3 spaces. So I've done the chain 3, skip 3, one final single crochet like that, and then it says 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So you should have 4 stitches left, and there they are, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right, so that's it, half double crochet on the ends. There's always a reason for the stitch changes, so just trust that the pattern is right and do the stitch type that's specified. Oops, I split my yarn. So get into that last stitch, which you may or may not have a stitch holder in, and that's that row. Now please, as you're working, make sure that there's enough give. If not, you might have to change your hook size. That's a nice quick easy round, chains and single crochet, nothing to it. So you end up with 7 half double crochet, 3 at the beginning, 4 at the end. Don't end off if you're following the pattern, and we'll come back for row 51. Moving on to row 51, turn and make a chain 2 to represent your first double crochet. Now remember how we put 4 half doubles at the end of this, plus we had a single crochet there. So it says 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we're only putting double crochet at the moment in the half doubles. So yarn over, double crochet. That's a full double, 1, 2 and 3 of them. So each of those half double crochet has a double crochet in it now, like that. And the first one being the chain 2. Now you have a very simple repeat all the way down. 5 double crochet, DC 5 in the chain 3 space, and that's all we have to do. 5 double crochet into that chain 3 space. That's 3. Oops, dropped it. Where'd it go? I think I split it. I do use very, very cheap acrylic yarns sometimes, and just have to go with the flow. So there are 5 double crochet in my chain 3 space. That's all I have to do, all the way down. So let's get those done. Get the last 5 into your last chain 3 space, and then I'll come back and we'll finish the side. 3, 4 and 5. There we go. So now we're filling those chain 3s. All right, see you at the end. When we get to the other end, final chain is full of 5 double crochet. We just then have to do 1 double crochet in the last 3 stitches. So, and because we're looking at the back of them, remember where your loops are, okay? So there's 1 there, 2 there, right where it looks like it's the chain, but that's not the chain. The chain is the next 3. There we go. And that is your side complete. So we have 4 double crochet over here, one of which is a chain, then 5 double crochet in every single chain space, and then 3 double crochet at the other end. Don't end off your yarn. Do not end off your yarn if you're following the pattern. We'll come back for row 52, and we are going to start working our marshmallows. It's a big stitch coming up, big stitch tutorial as well, but I'll talk you through it, don't worry. Back soon. So now row 52, it's giving you a hint there. You might want to go up half or a full hook size for this because it might pull. I'm just going to try and use really loose tension. I'm also going to use a different colour for you so you can see where I'm going. This is a big stitch. It's not a difficult stitch, so don't be intimidated. Let's just bite the bullet and get it done. So for those of you continuing your yarn, the first thing you need to do is do a chain 1, which does not count, and put a single crochet in the first stitch. I'm just quickly going to make a standing single crochet so I can start. Then we need a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, so that's each of those 3 double crochet we did at the end of the last row. 1 there and 1 there. So now we have 3. Okay. Now the repeat begins. It says chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then it says a 10 front post double crochet extended cluster over the next 10 stitches. It's not only a mouthful, it's a hookful. So let's do it. The next 10 stitches are these 2 sets of 5 double crochet. You can see them very clearly, 5 and 5. We're going to use those stitches. We are going to be working front post, just like we did in the alpine stitch, wherever it is, I don't even know anymore. Remember we did front post stitches, so it's going down and around the stitch. And it's a cluster, so what we're going to do is make 10 incomplete front post double crochet using these 10 stitches, and then we're going to close them all off together. Yes indeedy, let's start. Yarn over, front post double crochet around the first stitch. So pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on our hook as per the tutorial. Yarn over, pull through 2 and leave 2 on the hook. I'm going to do that 10 times. So go again, next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Now we have 3 stitches. So you can see I'm making incomplete double crochet here. Again, around the third one, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and stop. That's 3. 4 and one more in the first group. 5. But we're not stopping, we keep going. Yarn over to the next group of 5 and do it again. Pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 around the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 through the next one, again, that's the 9th, and now the 10th. And now if you count your loops, make sure you do the yarn over, pull through 2 each time. Now it's a bit squished here. Right, there they are. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 loops on the hook, which is exactly what the bottom of that page on the tutorial, what page number is it? Let me see if I can get that. Page 22 of your prelude. The bottom of that, at the end of all of these front post yarn overs, etc., you should end up with 11 loops on your hook before we close this thing off. Now it says yarn over and pull through 10 loops. So we're only pulling through all of the loops but the very last one, like that. Leave the last one. And then the last thing we do is a yarn over, pull through 2. And that closes that whole cluster with its 10 front post double crochet in there, or incomplete double crochet. From the back, because they're all front post, they're creating this lovely ridge for us here. I think I've split one of my threads there, but it really doesn't matter, this is just a sample. So there we go, that's the first one. Shall we do another one? So the repeat, after you've done that, we haven't finished yet, it says now chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then a single crochet in the space between the DC5 groups. So I'm going to guess it's this one. Okay, it's right there, in front of it, right there. We're just anchoring down this marshmallow. So we've got a chain 3 ahead of it and a chain 3 after it. Okay, and then the marshmallow is forming in between. See that? Okay, so let's do one more repeat really quickly. Starts with the chain 3 in the red brackets there. We start our 10 front post double crochet. The incomplete ones, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and stop and go to the next one. Pull up a loop, pull through 2, stop, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and watching tension all the way. Give it a bit of extra room. It's sometimes easy to tighten up when you're doing unfamiliar things. I know I do it. So just take your time in the first few till you get the hang of it. Keep going. Seems like it's never going to end, but it will. That one and that one and the last one, especially getting towards the end when you may be running out of room here on the shaft of the hook. Just be extra careful, give yourself a bit of extra room. There we go. Yarn over, pull through all of the loops except the last one. Hang on to that one, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And the last part is to chain 3 again, nice and loose, everything loosely. If you're not changing hook size especially, be very careful. And then put that single crochet right down there in the gap. There we go. Now give it a little stretch, that's the second one. As long as there's enough stretch in it, you're okay. Okay, look at that. So that's 2 done. I'm going to let you go away and do the rest. The repeat says you have to have a total of 23 of these. I've done 2. So go off and do the last, your next, what is it, 21 left. And then we still have to do a last one, but I'll meet you here. Oh, actually, I'll just wait for you here, and we'll finish off the side because this is where my side ends. We'll do the last one together. So get your side done, and I'll be back. So to finish up, we do one final repeat of chain 3 and all of the front post stitches, the incomplete double crochet, which I will try to do really quickly. Also try not to speak, but that's just against my nature. Can't do anything silently. Now that expression from the old radio days, those of my generation, where you couldn't have dead air on the radio. Something had to be happening at all times. That's my philosophy. Alright, that's the last one. Yarn over, pull through all except the last stitch. That's the extension, and now we have to do one final chain 3. We're not going to put a single crochet down in the gap. We're going to put a single crochet in each of the last 4 stitches. Just a single crochet. 2, 3, and 1 in the chain, the turning chain that I had, 4. And that is all the marshmallow. So you must have these chain 3s on either side of them, because if you don't, then it's going to pull even more than it might naturally pull. So be very careful about that. Okay. Now the pattern continues in the same colour yarn. I just want to remind you that at the beginning we did not put a single crochet there. We went straight from the single crochet in the stitches with the chain 3 and straight into our marshmallow stitch. So there's no single crochet into the gap at the start and the finish. Those single crochet only go in between the marshmallows to anchor our chain 3s. Alright, okay, get that all done. If you haven't finished already, get that finished. We'll turn around, do not end off your yarn. I think I already said that if you're following the pattern. We'll come back for row 53. Before we start row 53, remember to go back to your original hook size if you changed it for row 52. Row 53 is nice and easy. We just start having turned with a chain 2 for the first double crochet, really easy. Then it says double crochet in the next 3 stitches, so that's those 4 single crochet we just did. We each get, or the remaining 3, each get a double crochet. So we've got 4 double crochet to begin with. There we are, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. And what we're going to do is sort of like a bit of a repeat of row 51, where we're going to put 5 double crochet in the chain 3 space. Remember, we made chain 3s down here and then we put 5 double crochet in them. Now we've made chain 3s in the previous row. We're going to do the same thing, 5 double crochet, oops, dropped it, do it again, in every chain 3 space. So that's really easy. You should have 48 repeats of that. You've got to do it 48 times. Then we're going to get to the other end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I won't do them all because it's nothing difficult. When you get to the other end, you will put your remaining 5 double crochet in your last chain 3, and then you're going to put a double crochet in each of your last 3 stitches, which was the 3 single crochet we started with in the previous row. 1, 2, and 3. So 1 double crochet in each of those stitches, and then we're going to turn. If you're following the pattern, don't change your color. This is easy. You don't need anything more from me. 5 double crochet in every chain 3 space, nowhere else, just in the chain 3 spaces. We're not working anything else. And then 1 double crochet in each of your last 3 stitches. So you've got 4 at the beginning, 3 at the end. That's a total of 7 double crochet, and that's exactly what your stitch count says. All right, and we'll be back for row 54. Okay, row 54. Now, you can go up a hook size again because we're making more marshmallow stitches here, but because we want the effect of offsetting them, if you look at the photos, they're going to be offset. So the very first one we do, and that's why I've changed color again, the very first one we are going to do is a half one. So instead of a 10 front post double crochet extended cluster, we're going to do a 5. So we're going to get that done in a second, but first you need to chain 1 after you've turned, which does not count, and then put a single crochet into your first stitch. I've just dragged my yarn up from the previous stitches below. So we've got a single crochet in the first stitch, and then we need a single crochet in each of the next 2, which was those final 3 double crochet we made at the end of the last row. So 1, 2, 3 total single crochet. So once we've done that, we're now going to do the 5 front post extended cluster, so which is exactly the same as the 10 one, but just for these first 5 stitches. So it's basically a half. So yarn over, pull up a loop, pull the yarn through, pull through 2 once. That's one of them. Just for use the first 5 to make a half marshmallow. There we go, like this. And one more stitch, 5 Now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 5, leave the last one just like the other one, and yarn over, pull through 2, just like that. Now we have to get the chaining thing happening again. So we're going to chain 3. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and because we've got a bit of distance here, we are going to put a single crochet. I don't know why I did yarn over, just a single crochet down in the gap, just to anchor that chain 3 to get us started. Watch your tension again. Now we start the full repeat that goes all the way down to the other end, which is exactly the same as we did before. So chain 3, and now your front post, 10 front post double crochet extended cluster, which I don't need to show you, but I'll just get it quickly done because it's exactly the same as before. Then we're going to, when you finish closing that off and making it an extended one, you'll do your chain 3, secure with a single crochet in the gap. I think I've got 2 more. 3, pull them all through except the last one, yarn over, pull through the last 2, chain 3, and keep an eye on your tension. Okay? So your repeat actually starts with the chain 3. I did the chain 3, I shouldn't have. The repeat started with the chain 3, the single crochet, another chain 3, 10 front post double crochet extended cluster. So you start again, chain 3, single crochet to anchor, the 10 post front post double crochet extended cluster there, chain 3 again, and anchor. So I'll get that one done and I'll meet you here at the last one so we can finish off the side because we need to do another partial marshmallow. Check again around the back. So you see here we've only got a half one, and here we have a full one. The full 10, that's just the 5. And making sure there's a single crochet in that gap every time. Okay, alright, I'll be back in a minute and we'll finish off the side. So here we are, the last repeat ends with the 10 front post double crochet extended cluster. That's your last one. Now to finish off we need a chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then we need a single crochet in the gap to anchor the chain, right? And then we have to chain 3 again, and we're going to do the 5 post one now. So this is just the last 5 stitches that were in that last chain 3 down there. We do the 5 front post double crochet extended cluster. So 5 incomplete double crochet just like at the start, 4 and 5, pull through 5, leave the last one, pull through 2. Okay, just like that. And then to finish, 1 single crochet in the final 4 stitches. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 in the turning chain. There. So you can see from the back, you can see that you've got 2 partials. It's better to see it from the front though. You'll really get the hook out. There we go. So you will have the whole side of these beautiful 10 front post double crochet clusters, but you'll have 2 half ones at either end. Okay, just like that. There we go. Now the texture is amazing now. Right, so all you have to really remember is those chain 3s. We don't do one at the beginning and we don't do one at the end, but everywhere else there's a chain 3. That sets you up for your next lot of double crochet that you're going to need to build for the next set of marshmallows. All right, so let's get that done, all of it, and then we'll come back for row 55. Now I'm just going to have a little chat with you because now the next part of the pattern is to make another 2 of these. So 1 more set or 2 sets of these stitches. So they're actually identical. So what we've done from row 51 to 54, we are now going to repeat from row 55 to row 58. So I'm not going to do those. If you really want to do them, you can, if you want to watch me, you can just wind back and watch 51 through to 54 again. Or you can just go with the pattern this time because you know what to do. but there are notes in the pattern, okay? It reminds you when to go up and down hook sizes. For those of you following the colorway of the actual pattern, after row 56, which is your next set of front post 10 front post double crochet extended clovers, clusters, you need to fasten off at the end. The pattern changes color at the end of row 56, and then you've got to make sure you rejoin for 57 on the right side. There's a reminder there, because it's easy to forget where you are when you fasten off your yarn. So if you're following the pattern's colorway 1, you need to fasten off at the end of 56, rejoin for row 57 on the right side of the work. Okay, just make sure you get that right. And of course there are prompts there about hook sizes. So get yourself done to 58, and then you will have 4 of these offset like this. So you'll do one with the full sets of 10 is next, and then on top of that will go the one that has the half sets at either end, so that they offset and you get a nice zigzaggy diagonal pattern of marshmallows. Okay, I'll meet you for row 59. Don't end off at the end of 58 if you're following the pattern. We will continue with the same color. I'll be back soon. Take your time, get it right, because when you do, it's gorgeous. Look at it. On to row 59 now, and there is a hint there that says you can to continue with the larger hook, because we're going to be making all single crochet in this row. So what you should have so far, I've only got 2, but you should have 4 layers of marshmallow, 2 with the full 10 stitch clusters, and the 2 in between with the 10s in the middle but 5s on the end. So you should finish on the 5. That's why I can finish here now. You can keep adding sets of 2 if you like, and make it as big as you want. So 2, this full set 51 to 58 will give you these, and you can just keep going up. So to finish off now, we do a chain 1. We've turned, of course, because we finished over there. We've turned, chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch, and then it says single crochet in each of the next 3. So that gives you 4. 3 and 4. Now really watch your tension here. Then it says a single crochet into the top of the 5 double crochet cluster. So single crochet into the top of that, and then it says single crochet 2 in the chain 3 space, like that. So that's the setup. Now we begin the repeat, and it begins with a single crochet in the single crochet below, single crochet in that. Then it says 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, 2, 3, then 1 single crochet in the top of your marshmallow cluster, the 10 cluster, and then 3 single crochet in the next chain 3 space, 2 and 3, like that. That's the whole repeat, from the single crochet in the single crochet, 3 in the chain, 1 in the cluster, 3 in the chain. That's the whole repeat. You have to do that 23 times. So let's do it quickly again. Single crochet in the single crochet from below, 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, 1 in the cluster itself, 3 in the next chain 3 space, 2 and 3. And that's the end of the repeat. So get yourselves all the way down to the other end, and I'll wait for you here, and then we'll finish off the side and this section. All right, back soon. So to finish now, we still need to put a single crochet in the single crochet down below, single crochet in there, 2 single crochet in the chain 3 space. Remember at the beginning we did that, we only put 2 at the start. In the first chain 3 space we did 2. We're doing the same at the end, but all the rest get 3. So 2 in the chain 3 space, 1 in the top of the cluster, don't forget that final, the 5 double crochet cluster, don't forget it, 1 in the top of that, and then 1 in the last 3 stitches. There you go, 1, 2, 3, I almost said 4, but it's 3, 1, 2, 3. We started with 4, but there's 3 at the end. 1, 2, and 3, and that's the end of the marshmallow section. Now it says don't end off, the pattern does not end off, but we are now moving back into the Deja Vu section. So I hope you enjoyed this section. Really loving this. I've never actually done it for myself before, so I might actually have a look at maybe doing a scarf. It's really beautiful, and it's not that hard, it's just a bit of patience, that's all. Okay, that's the end of the marshmallow section. I'll just quickly talk you through the Deja Vu section in a moment. For Deja Vu, you know, we've done it several times now. You really don't need me, but make sure you're on the wrong side. The pattern stipulates be on the wrong side of the work. There's the right side, be on the wrong side. And we chain 2. Now the pattern actually continued colour, so it's just a chain 2 to start and to count for your first half double. Because I'm changing colour, I'm just going to do a standing half double crochet. And that's, as you remember, all we're doing in this row is half double crochet all the way down. Good opportunity to recheck your stitch count now. Make sure you're back to where you started, whatever your stitch count, original stitch count was. The pattern was 198. So you do this row, you get to the end, you chain 2 to turn, and you come back again with another row of half double crochet. Don't need me to show you any of that, so I'll leave you to it. Fasten off and secure your ends if you're following the pattern's colorway, and then we'll return for the waffle stitch. Back soon. Right, now onto the next section of part 3. It's the waffle stitch section. We begin with row 62, and you need to be on the front of the work. Facing up, you're going to join at the front, on the right side of your work. You need to join in the first stitch, which actually was the turning chain from the Deja Vu. So you need to join into the top of that second chain and make 2 chains again for your first double crochet. I will make a standing double crochet. Let me find it into the top of my second stitch there. Second chain, I should say. There we go. So that's the first one. Now we need to make just double crochet all the way down. Nice and simple, nothing complicated about that. Now if you're like me, you had to join into your chain. Be careful with your first stitch because it kind of splits it a little bit. So you still need to make sure you get under both of those loops for that second double crochet. There we go. And now we can just relax and do double crochet all the way down. The pattern does not change color at the end of this, so don't end off. Just get to the other end, make sure you've got your stitch count right, and then we'll come back for row 63 after we turn. Whoop, keeps slipping. Back soon. There we go. Nice and easy. Row 63, I've turned, and we need to start with the chain 2 again. 1, 2 for my first double crochet. Then I need a double crochet in the next stitch. So over here we go. 1 more double crochet. So now I have 2. Now the repeat begins. It says front post double crochet 1 around the post of the next 2 stitches, and then double crochet 1 in the next stitch. So it's a multiple of 3 at this point. So we're going to front post double crochet around the next 2 stitches. This one and this one. Front post double crochet. Nothing complex. And 2 is there, like that. And then it says just a regular double crochet in the next stitch. So over here in the 3rd stitch along, 1 regular double crochet. So what have we done? Apart from the setup, we've done 2 front post double crochet and 1 regular. That's your whole repeat all the way down the line. You will end up with 1 stitch down the other end, just 1. So you're going to put a double crochet in there, but I'll meet you down there. So we begin again. Done that stitch, front post double crochet around the next 2, 1 and 2. Regular double in the 3rd one along, like that. Now if you flip it, you'll see we are starting to create the texture already with the very first row, the 2nd row I should say. You can see how it's dipped and created a nice little ridge here. So this is the regular double crochet, and these were the 2 front post stitches that we made from the other side, like that. See? And the reason obviously we needed to start the way we started is so that that texture is on the correct side of the work, okay, so that you can feel it and see it. Okay, let's get that done. 2 front post double crochet, then 1 regular double crochet, post post regular double crochet, post post regular double. You'll get all the way down to here. Your last post 2 post stitches will be there, 1 regular double crochet in there, and then 1 extra final double crochet in there. Too easy, don't think you need me for that. We'll come back at the end and turn for our row 64. Okay, that's what you're doing. Kind of hard to see, isn't it? There we go. But just before I move on to row 64, just double checking that you did your last 2 front post stitches. There they are there. and then your final regular double crochet, and then an extra in the very last stitch that goes there. Okay, now we're going to turn for row 64, and again chain 2 counts as the first double crochet. Now the repeat starts immediately. It says front post double crochet, run one around the post of the next double crochet, so that's that one there. Front post double crochet around that, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches, which was those 2 post stitches we did in the previous row. So just a regular double crochet in each one of those 2. There we go. Now it says front post double crochet again. We're starting again around the post of the next double crochet. That's that regular double crochet right there, and then a regular double crochet in the post stitches. So basically we're reversing. Wherever there's a post stitch, we do a regular double crochet. Wherever there was a regular double crochet, we're doing a post stitch. I'll do it one more time. So post stitch around the regular double crochet, and 2 regular double crochet, 1 in each of the next 2 post stitches, like that. Now I know it doesn't look like much yet, but it will after we do the next row. So get that done all the way down. At the end, that's like 65 repeats of that. At the end, you will do a front post double crochet around this regular double crochet that we did here at the end. There are the 2 post stitches, there and there. So regular double crochet in there, front post stitch around that last one there, second last one, and then 1 regular double crochet extra in here. So that's a front post here and a regular double crochet there. I'll show it to you before we start the next row. Okay, very easy repeat. Post, all double crochet, post stitch, regular, regular, post stitch, regular, regular. Okay, let's get that done, and we'll be back for row 65. So at the end of row 64, we have a mirror image. We have a regular double in the chain 2, then the front post stitch, and then 2 regular front post, 2 regular front post, and it mirrors at the end. We end with a front post and a regular double crochet. If you're following the pattern, don't end off your yarn, just turn, and the rest of you can make your own call with your colour choices. I'm seeing some beautiful colour choices in the group. Now, row 65 begins like this. Chain 2 again, always a chain 2 for the first double crochet, and a double crochet in the next stitch, which is that solitary post stitch that we just made at the back. So a regular double crochet in the post stitch. Okay. Then the repeat begins. 1 front post double crochet around the post of the next 2 stitches. These 2, which were your 2 regular double crochet from the previous row. So your regular double crochet again are getting post stitches now, and your post stitches are going to get a regular double crochet. There's my post stitch from the previous row. I'm going to put a double crochet in that, and that's all you're doing all the way down. Post stitches in the regular double crochet, and a regular double crochet in the post stitch. Now there's only one on its own each time with the post stitches, so it's kind of easy to remember where you're going. You see, there it is there. So it's just, again, just reversal of the stitch work. Post stitches. Now look, I'm looking at it, I suppose you can see your double crochet here are kind of sticking up. You may not be able to see it on the camera, but if you look at your piece you should be able to see it. And that's only because that post stitch behind is pulling. Alright, but you must surely remember that you did 2 double crochet in the previous row and 1 post stitch, and there it is. So you just have to initially get your eye in, and then when there's a regular double crochet you put in a post, and when there's a post stitch right there you put in a regular. So get that done all the way down, and I'll meet you down the end. Don't end off if you're following the pattern, the colour continues. At the end of it, you're going to put your regular double crochet into your post stitch here, and then you still have your chain 2, so put another double crochet in that, and then we're ready to turn and continue, and then we'll come back for row 66. So once you've finished 65 and you turn, you really start to see the waffle stitch now evolving. There it is. It's that first section in there. So really the first few rows, please take your time, get your eye in, because if you start misplacing the posts and the regular stitches, you won't get these depressions which form the waffle component. So you just take your time until you really get a feel for it and know which stitches are which when you turn over and look at them from the back. Alright, so row 66 again starts with a chain 2 for your first double crochet, and immediately, because this is a regular double crochet, we know we have to put a front post stitch in it, front post double crochet, and then these two back ones were post stitches, so we know we just put a regular double crochet in there. So it's really quite easy, to be honest. Okay, regular double, front post double, 2 post stitches, 1 regular double crochet in each of them. That's row 66. At the end, you still need to do a front post double around your second last stitch right there, and then a regular double crochet in your chain 2, because that's not a post stitch, so it gets a post stitch around it. Double crochet, front post double crochet regular on the end. Do not end off your yarn if you're following the pattern. Pattern continues with the same color. Turn around and we'll come back for row 67. We're basically going to keep repeating the same stitches now, but I'll actually work out which ones are the repeats and I'll let you know, and you can just keep going. Back soon. Right, we're up to row 67, but I'm going to stop working now because the rows that continue on now are just repeats. So 67 and 68 are repeats of row 65 and 66, and I've just done row 66. So you do them again, 67 and 68, then 69 and 70. So you end up with 3 of these waffle sections. I've only got 1 and a bit. When you finish row 70, which is identical to this row that we just did, row 66, when you finish, this is what it's going to look like at the top. Okay, it should look like this. But those of you doing the full set, will have 3 of these waffle indentations, plus an incomplete one at the top, just like this one. Okay, it's really not hard. All you've got to remember is wherever there's a double crochet, except at the edges, of course. So wherever you have a regular double crochet, you do a post stitch. Wherever you've got a post stitch, you do a regular double crochet, and on and on and on you go. But your ends, of course, are always just a double crochet or a chain 2. The other thing I need to tell those people who are following the pattern colorway, after you finish this next row, 67, you need to fasten off and secure your ends and change color, because that's what the pattern does. So then when you start row 68, you do need to make sure you are joined on the right side. The pattern says it there in big red bold font. So rejoin for 68 if you've cut off your color on the right side. Okay, so you can continue on and finish 68, 69 and 70. Now, again, if you're following the pattern colorway, you don't end off after 70. You just complete Deja Vu in the same colors. So please, guys, please check the pattern. It's free. Have it up. Check the explicit stitches to your colorways, because I can't know what everybody's doing. I don't want you to make mistakes. So get yourselves up to row 70 by repeating rows 65 and 66. 2 more sets, and then I'll meet you there and we'll get started with Deja Vu, because we need to reconnect on the wrong side. Okay, so now we're going to put Deja Vu on. Now the last thing I said a moment ago was that we need to reconnect Deja Vu from the wrong side. And those of you continuing the colorway as per the pattern will be saying, well, that doesn't apply to me. No, it doesn't, because you will finish on the right side, your last row, and you will be turning and be ready to start on the wrong side. But for anybody else who is changing colors and some of the colorways are different, we need to make sure that when we begin Deja Vu, we're on the wrong side of the work. So there we go again. Join, well, if you're continuing, chain 2, no problem. For the rest of us, we need a half double crochet in the first stitch. So either a chain 2 or a half double crochet, and you know by now Deja Vu is just half double crochet all the way down to the end, chain 2 at the end and turn, half double crochet all the way back. Fasten off and secure your ends, and that will be the end of Touch Me Cal Part 3. Beautiful section texture wise. My colors are crap. I'm not very good with colour, and I'm using scrap yarns anyway. But the texture, oh my God. I'm starting to regret not making a full-size blanket. It just feels wonderful. All right, let's get that one done. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll pop up my completed picture in a second, and then we'll come back for part 4 when it's time. Bye.